one of the very important things is the nature around us. So if you like to have flower around you or local farms around you, if you enjoy the environment, purchasing honey from local beekeepers will ensure that we have a pretty place to live. I grew up in Sweden, where my grandfather ran a honey company named Skogshonung. It translates to forest honey. His name was Bjorn, and that's where the namesake of the company is from. So Bjorn's Colorado honey. That is how I got into beekeeping. When we harvest our honey, we have chosen to use a leaf blower to get the bees off the boxes and the frames before we take them to production. We choose the leaf blower because we think it's the most humane way of getting the bees off the frames. It's more similar to just a strong wind that kind of pushes them away. And we of course don't want these bees in the production and the bottling facility, so we want them to stay here with the queen and their hives. Honey is the feed of the beehive. It's what they are supposed to live on when there is no nectar around. So in pretty much every climate, even in tropical climates, beekeepers has to supplement feed to make sure that the hive isn't starving. And this is something we do on every hive where we harvest the honey. We put sugar water, organic sugar water solution in top of the hive, and we will fill this up quite a few times over the winter. And it's only when we are not harvesting the honey that we are feeding the bees. And we do that, of course, to ensure that when you're purchasing the honey, you will get just quality nectar from flowers. The hives are definitely a part of my family. With a beehive, they are going through these stages just like a child. So you kind of buy them the first beehive, and you dress them, you take them in as a little baby, as just a little package or a split, and then you kind of nurture them to become a grown-up hive that can produce honey for me. And then when they kind of become old, you split them into babies again, and it starts back over to nursing. We did set up this beehive yard at a restaurant right in the foothills in Boulder. It probably wasn't there for more than a couple of days before we had a bear literally setting camp within this bee yard, and they destroyed everything. I think we had about 20 hives, completely new, just installed. They cleaned out all the equipment, all the bees, and there was just nothing left. That was a pretty tough day because you have this hope when you're setting up a new bee yard that it's going to do good, and you have expectations. Just to put all of that in the bin was a pretty tough couple of days. So all of our hives are between Boulder and Denver, and mainly around the Boulder area. But we place them as much as we possibly can on organic farms, and we try to get just a delicious wildflower honey, so that would be our raw traditional. But we also have some clover fields where we are harvesting our clover honey. So that's the 2 nectar flows that we get.
We have a couple newer hive yards that are even farther east, so more like Weld County and Larimer County. And they're both farmers that you can find at the farmers market, Miller Farms, and then Kiowa Organic Valley, who grows mostly asparagus, but also raspberries, which is an awesome nectar source for bees and honey.
I'm Pontus Jacobson. I'm the owner and beekeeper at Bjorn's Colorado Honey.
And I'm Lara Boudreau, Pontus's wife and creative director at Bjorn's Colorado Honey.